Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick card. And for my card today, I'm using the new Horizons paper, and I just thought that I'd give a quick run through of these papers because there's such a variety in this pack. We've got some that are little scenes, and I'll be using some of the scenes later in the week. Some that are almost a scene that you can stamp over the top of. You can see these, and to give you an idea of the sorts of scenes that you can create, there's a couple that I've done previously. This is a beautiful paper. I love this one in particular. So I've used a few of the scenes and just added to one of the very simple ones. Also, the paper is great for making die cuts out of. But what I'm going to do today is use some of the sort of non-scene paper, because over on this other side you've got some wonderful little sort of watercolours, alcohol ink colours that have been just kind of spread. They don't make any particular pattern, it's a very random pattern. These ones I'm kind of saving because I think these will work beautifully with white snowflakes. But we've got plenty of greens that we can use for backgrounds for leaves and such like. And then we've also got some that are just really very soft effects. So we've got a lovely fresh freesia one here. We've got a pale one here. And I'm going to use the polished pink. I've already cut mine, but that is the full sheet of it. And what I've done is cut a card front layer from this, exactly from that piece there. So this is a card front layer that is 3 5/8 by 5 1/4. We've got an A6 portrait card of polished pink, and then we've got a card front layer of Melon Mambo. The two pinks don't quite go together, but it makes a nice darker frame for the polished pink. So the Melon Mambo just gives that little bit of depth to it. So this layer here is 5 1/2 by 3 7/8, and then I've just cut a couple of little rectangles. You don't have to be precise about this, but that one is 1 3/4 inches by 1 1/4, and that's going to be, what is it, 2 inches by 1 1/2. So that's what I've done there. Now with this we could simply stamp our sentiment onto that sentiment piece. I'm going to do that anyway. I'm using the artistically inked set from last year that's carried forward. It's in our catalogue still, so if you haven't got that, then you know it's a great set because of the sentiments and the images. We've got florals for ladies, but we've also got these ink spots, plain ink spots and little dots that work great for masculine cards with bolder, darker colours. So it works great for both men and women's cards. So this Best Wishes is fantastic because you don't have to get it quite straight, because it's not a straight sentiment as such fully. So just stamp the Best Wishes on there and we'll let that dry. Now the thing that I was going to show, I'm going to be layering this onto here. Because this is a pink card, I'm going a bit feminine. I'm going to add some ribbon over the top here. So as I said, if you wanted, it would be very simple to put this card together, and I'll just give you an idea of how I do tend to lay these out before I start to be sure that I'm happy with what I'm doing. So I'm going to have my ribbon going down here. So you could simply do that. We could even add some embellishments as we're going to do. I'm going to put that right to the side, right to the edge there like that. But I'm going to take it just one step further, and I'm going to stamp down the side of this. Because this is fairly pale, I'm going to use one of our flowers out of here and stamp down the side. And I'm just going to start, I'm going to have it stamping off the edge a little bit, and I'm going to start in the centre, and I'm going to rotate my stamp around a little bit, and if it overlaps a little bit, that's going to be fine, and if it doesn't, that's perfectly fine too. So like I say, I'm just going to keep rotating, and I'm just making sure that I'm kind of in a line down there. I don't care what's happening over this edge. And then I'm going to come down this way and again rotate and just make sure that I'm keeping in line. Let's see, I think we'll have that little bit of feathering, as it were, just there. So there we've got just a simple edged border. So really doesn't take an awful lot of effort or time to do it, so that's great. And now I can layer things up. I like to have a firmer layer than simply DSP when I'm wrapping ribbon around, just because the tension in the ribbon can pull the paper a little bit. So I prefer to layer it onto card, which is why we've got our darker card layer here. So I'm going to just use, it doesn't matter which glue, if you want to use seal. I'm just using Tombow at the moment, it's out on my desk. So there, we just get that lined up, central, and then I can flip it over. And now I can add my ribbon, and I'm going to have my ribbon go just over the edge of the flower border there. So we'll just trim that and grab my tear and tape, because we don't want wet glue for ribbon. It really doesn't hold it. So like I say, I want this wrapped around where the border is, and we can put that around about the same point at the bottom. And the great thing about this card is, like I say, you could do something very similar as a masculine card using this paper, and you don't need to stamp anything down it. This has got a little bit more pattern to it, so you wouldn't need to. And if I'm not careful, I shall stick this down. So like I say, I want that just overlapping just the edge of these stamped flowers here. So the New Horizons papers, there's so much that you can do with them. They're only around until the end of, the catalogue really. I'm starting to lose track, so let's so this is running till the end of June. These are only going to be around till the end of June. However, as we get close to that end of June date, things often do sell out. We were a little bit late getting them here. They arrived just a little bit late after the January to June catalogue went live. But there's a good chance that they could sell out again before the end. So I'll just layer that up like that. That's straight. And we can layer this onto here. So if you like these papers, I would look at getting them before it gets too close to the end of June, because I'm not sure that you'll get them then. And of course we don't have the matching DSP now for the artistically inked. That retired. There we are. So I'm going to pop this up. Where are my dimensionals? Coloured those up. Let's grab them. Here we are. Okay, I've just got bits of dimensionals, that's fine. So, you never waste these edge pieces. So, these work great. For all sorts of areas. Just need one more. There we are. Right. Now, I think I'm probably going to tie a bow onto my ribbon. Let's put that there. I just need to stand up so that I can see whether it's straight. There. So I'm just going to tie on a ribbon, and if I kind of get a measure of where I want it, what I can do is feed that under. This is just one way that you can do it. And I've made bunny ears. Pass that loop through. And you just need to fuss with it until it creates a bow that is about the shape that you want. So that, just want to tighten that slightly like that, and I'm happy with that. And time for a scissor clean again, I think. And I'm just going to cut across the ends like that for that. And one last touch I'm going to add to this, but obviously you don't have to. I've got the loose flower flourishes. This is another item that is in the polished pink. And I'm just going to add a few of these with some glue dots. So we'll pop one up here like that, and we've got a few different sizes. And so I'm just folding, actually that's a teeny one, isn't it? So I'm going to fold it again. Or you could use a bit of Tombow. Actually, I think I'm going to use Tombow for these are the tiny ones. So we'll pop a dot. There we are. Just want to control that nicely. And I'll use the other end of my take a pick tool to just pick that up and pop it down again. Trouble is it then sticks to the end and doesn't want to come off. And we want another little one. Same thing again. There. So that is my quick card for today. It could have been quicker still if we'd not gone for the little border down the side, but hopefully that gives you some ideas for using those papers and for using both sides of them. I'm going to be using the new Horizons paper at this week as my product pick of the week, So please do stop by my blog to see other ideas for using those papers. Please subscribe to my channel below if you want to see a quick card every Monday and a quick tip every Friday, and the odd extra project in between every so often. Thank you for stopping by.